Alright, in part 2 we're going to learn about advanced formulas. Okay, a function is a built-in way to perform common but complex tasks. Write that down. Add up the goal rated column with the sum function. What does this? We're going to answer this in a second. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're going to do. Okay, so we have our goal rated, okay, and we want to find a total. So you could add that up, right, and say, oh, the answer is, 25, whatever it is, right? The problem is it's static. If you change this, right, to change this to 5, well, that should change to 26, but it didn't. Okay, so it won't work that way. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use a formula. So we're going to say equals, hold on, let's try that again, equals sum, because we want to add it up. That's a function, and we do parentheses. We say I want to add up all of this range right here, okay, and I hit enter, okay, and it adds it up to 49. And so now this is not static, this is live. So if I change this from 4 to 5, okay, well, that automatically changes. Okay, so that formula is equals sum, and then we click and drag the range. I'll show it to you one more time. Okay, so let's try it again. So you type in equals, let me make this big so you can see this. Hold on, let me just try this again. Okay, let's try this again. So we're going to click right here. I'm going to hit escape. Alright, so I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to type in equals sum, then parentheses. Okay, and then I select the range of the numbers I want to add up. Okay, and then I hit enter. Okay, and it puts the total. Okay, so like right here I want to do average, so I'm going to do is another function. Okay, so by the way, let me show you something over here. All these let's see, no, they don't show up. It's too big. Okay, so another function is average, so I'm going to type in equals average. Okay, so you can see it pops up here. It shows you that it's available, and then I do my parentheses, and then again I select my range, and I hit enter on the keyboard. And so the average I'm averaging 7. Okay, and I'm going to, for the highest one, I'm going to say equals max. Okay, and I'm going to select the same range and hit enter. And the largest number I got was 10, and the lowest I'm going to type in equals to start my function, min, parentheses, and I'm going to select my range. Okay, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and so by the way, when you hit enter, it puts in that the ending parentheses, and then the most often is the mode, and I'm going to type in equals mode parentheses, and I'm going to select my range and enter. Okay, and then the one that happened most often is 7. It happened twice, so that happened most often. Okay, okay, so you have your sum, average, max, min, and mode. Okay, all right, let's see what's next. Okay, what is a cell? Okay, well, each little box that holds information is a cell. Each box or rectangle that holds information is a cell. What is a column? Well, this whole thing is a column. We have column A, column B, column C. So it's all the cells stacked up. Okay, what is a row? It's all the rows that go horizontally. Okay, what is a formula? A formula, we already answered that above. You can rewrite it and find next. How does a formula keep a spreadsheet from being static? Well, because the formula will change as your information changes. That's why. Okay. Okay, so use the following functions: total, max, min, and mode. We just did that. Okay, now we're going to do something complicated. So you're going to want to type this thing in. It's very complicated. All right, answer these questions. Okay, or write these down in your notes. All right, here's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to put an if over here. So let's make this bigger, and then let's see. By the way, all the functions, you can find some of those functions over here. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to click in here, okay, under weight training, and I'm going to type in this, if space parentheses, or do it exactly like this. You have to do it. Okay, and then what it's going to do is it's going to tell you, hey, on this particular day, did you do weight training? And the answer is no, I didn't. Okay, and so what you do after you type this formula in here, you click and drag it down. Okay, and then you click and drag it across. Okay, and so for each of the days, I'm going to make this smaller so we can see it. Okay, so each for the day, it tells us, hey, on this day did I run? No, I didn't run. On this day I ran and ate healthy? I ate healthy, and I ran. Okay, so this thing is called a conditional formula. So basically it says if this, if this equals this, or if this equals this, it's going to put yes. If that's not true, it's going to put true. For example, this one, so this is, it compares these things. So let's just double click on this. So you can see with the thing, it's going to compare these values, this and this, to this value. Okay, and if either of these equal that, it's going to put yes. Okay, so you don't really need to, I don't expect you to remember this formula, but what I do want you to know is just the capabilities of a spreadsheet. Okay, all right, so we got that. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Okay, make sure you answer these questions or take those down. Okay, now we're going to use the count if function. Okay, so we're going to count how many times it says yes. Okay, so for example, over here we want to count how many times weight training for the week. How many times did we actually weight train? So we have 1. Okay, so we put in the formula count if this range said yes. So we basically just count up all the yeses. Okay, so we put that right here, equals count if equals yes, and then we're going to use our fill handle. We're going to copy these over, and so we can count up all these things. Okay. And oh, we're not done yet. Hold on. Okay, so one more thing we're going to do is right here we're going to type in percent, and then right here we're going to figure out the percent. So we're going to type in equals, and then we're going to take this number right here. So we're going to click on that cell E10, and we're going to divide it by. So we're going to, the divide by symbol is this one, that slash, divided by, well, how many days are there? 7. Okay, and then we're going to make sure that we click on percent. So we're going to hit enter, and if yours doesn't look like a percent, which it won't, you're going to have to click on, if it looks like that, we want to change it to percent. And then again, you're going to use the fill handle, and we'll copy this over all the way over to here, and we can see that I weight train 14% of the time. And oh, by the way, we can, if you don't want the decimals, we don't really need the decimals. You can decrease the decimals. So I weight train, and then well, that doesn't look good because it's aligned the wrong way. So we'll align that the same thing as this. So we weight trained 14% of the time, no workout 43% of the time, ate healthy 43% of the time, ate poorly 50 the other rest of the time, and I ran 43. So what we've done is we've taken our basic information, and now we can kind of actually analyze it. Like, oh wow, I ate poorly 57% of the days. Man, okay, so I really need to work on that. You can see I ran a lot of the times. My weight training was poorly, so I can like, oh okay, so I need to up my weight training, and I really need to start eating healthily way more. Okay. Okay, so in part 2 we used functions to take our existing data and create more useful information so that we can draw conclusions, which I just did.